Seafood boil inspired soup dumplings. I got this idea from an old Good Mythical Morning episode. They actually made their soup dumplings and they sounded incredible, and I have not been able to quit thinking about it. I used Bibigo soup dumplings. Actually, I'll just show you how I made it at the end. But I had the soup dumplings, which were nice and brothy, and when you sucked up the broth, you also got a bunch of butter and spices. I also wanted to add crab legs to it, but my store was out of crab legs, so this is somewhere in between soup dumplings and a seafood boil because I only have shrimp in it. I had some smoked sausages and then a soft boiled egg. Eggs are like my favorite part of any dish. I love the creaminess it brings to things. Delicious, incredible. I would make it again, and here's how I made it. I didn't really measure it, but I added butter to a pan, melted it down, then added a quarter of an onion. Once the onions became translucent, I added in some bee loves, some diced potatoes that were already cooked, some smoked sausages, and then after everything cooked down a little bit, I added in my shrimp. I didn't want it to crush the soup dumplings, so I poured it all into a bowl, and then I put the soup dumplings on top and just drizzled some of the sauce on top. As always, let me know if you try it. Trying some foods that are meant for the air fryer and some that are not. First, I got these chicken wings from Purdue as well as this McCormick garlic parm seasoning. I did really love how crispy the chicken wings got. I also loved the flavor of the garlic parm seasoning. That being said, I just felt like the words air fried on the labels were kind of gimmicky. What makes it any different than something for the oven? I know they're not difficult to make, but I really felt like a genius when I thought to make grilled cheese in the air fryer. It doesn't work. In my opinion, jalapeno kettle cooked chips are superior. These claim to have less fat since they're air fried, but I am confused by the label because it still says it's kettle cooked. So maybe still gimmicky, but I like the flavor a lot. And last, I had to try an air fried Twinkie. And if you're thinking, Leah, I've seen you try air fried Twinkies before, you would be right. This is an old video that I'm just now posting. But air frying a Twinkie is a game changer. It becomes kind of caramelized and chewy on the outside. Regular old Twinkies are kind of dry to me, but heating up the Twinkie makes the cream kind of spread out and truly makes it a new experience. Let me know your favorite thing to air fry. I throw everything in there. Oh gosh. Today I mixed some of the food I already have at home to make random creations. First, I started off with some super cheesy loaded fries. I air fried the curly fries, then I added some shredded cheese, cut up the loaded queso bites, added some Moe's queso, and some creamy chili sauce to break up all that cheese flavor. I love this so much. It had so many different levels of cheese, crispy, creamy, and spicy. I then had a big box of pupusas and some ghost pepper pimento cheese, so I decided to make a pupusa grilled cheese. Pimento cheese with Munster makes the gooeyest grilled cheese sandwich ever. For snack, I made a loaded potato tostada. I cooked the potato in the microwave, then I mixed it with some butter, green onions, salt, and pepper, and then I put some shredded cheese on it and put it in the air fryer, then topped it with sour cream mixed with Tabasco. And oh my gosh, the different textures of this makes it work so well. And then the best thing I made all day was this ice cream sandwich. I fried up a couple pieces of cinnamon cream cake, then I topped it with tres leches ice cream, and then I coated the ice cream in these cinnamon twists. The warm cake started to crystallize a little bit from the icing, and the ice cream also started to melt into the cake, and then the crispy bits on the outside were nice and crunchy. It tasted like the cake form of fried ice cream. I would pay money for this. Let me know which looks best to you. Air frying different foods. I wanted to make ramen that had a crispy cheese layer, but then like a gooey one underneath of it. So I started off with samyang. I used the carbo noodles. I cooked it the way I normally do. I just do it in the microwave. I then added on a couple of slices of Munster cheese and then some shredded cheddar on top of that. I cooked it at 450 for 5 minutes, and it was exactly how I envisioned it. It was gooey Munster cheese underneath, but then the top had like a crust to it. I wish I would have left just a little bit more sauce in it, but it reminded me of baked mac and cheese. I then wanted to try to make chocolate croissants in the air fryer. These were easy. I literally just put the chocolate chips in it, rolled them up, and put it in the air fryer with parchment paper. I cooked it at 350 for 5 minutes. They definitely didn't get as puffed up as they do in the oven, but they were freaking delicious. The chocolate melted perfectly, and they were still buttery and sweet. They reminded me of vacation. For some reason, I only eat chocolate croissants when I'm traveling. Great Values ice cream sandwiches are known to not melt, so I wanted to try it in the air fryer. It did, however, melt. I swear if you leave these sit out, they won't melt, unless they change the recipe. Regardless, it kind of took on a s'mores taste. Let me know what weird food you air fry. Creating new wing flavors by mixing my sauces together. First, I started off with a Raisin Cane Stoop. I wanted to make like a Nashville hot version of it, so I mixed it with a little brown sugar, a spicy chicken rub, and some Nashville hot seasoning. This one is honestly so genius. It had all of the flavors. It was sweet and spicy and smoky and salty and tangy. So good for dunking chicken strips. I've really been into honey mustard lately, and I had a tiny bit left over in this bottle that needed used up, so I made a spicy honey mustard out of honey mustard, chipotle aioli, Dijon mustard, and honey. Why isn't spicy honey mustard a thing? This was incredible. This had the perfect amount of spice. It was more like a smoky, sweet, and tangy flavor. Then I knew I really wanted to use this soy chili sauce. I just think it would make such a good wing flavor. Honestly, it's good on everything. I really just leaned in with the flavors and went with a scoop of peanut butter. I love a good peanut sauce, but I'm always taken aback by it. Like at first, it weirds me out that it tastes like peanut butter, but it always grows on me, and this was delicious. It was nutty and a little bit sweet and salty. Which sauce creation looks the best to you?